Trump is clearly the chosen one, the man chosen to cleanse the world of the synagogue of Satan once and for all. That's right. See, in his putrid attempt to uh, vindicate and what you call that madness, vindicate and show people that the synagogue of Satan are the true Israelites, he's systematically destroying them and doesn't even know it. It's so great. I will have the heathen in derision. I will send whisper deceit in their ears, and then, that's how it works. You understand, Henry Kissinger told you very clearly. What did he tell you? Let me show you what Henry Kissinger told you. Let me show you what he told you. Let me show you what he told you. What the world? Get that thing out of my way. Yep. It's gonna be right here in the picture. You'll see it. In 10 years, there will be no more Israel. You see it. Where is it at? There's the picture right there. Henry A. Kissinger. He said it very clearly in a newspaper. It says, you see it, even though it's trying to block it. In 10 years, there will be no more Israel. Okay, so now the technique that he means is to kill every true living descendant of the man named Israel. That's what he meant. But the Most High is too intelligent for these clowns. They try very diligently to hire every black COINTELPRO agent on the face of the planet to kill Israelites and to demean and slander and suppress Israelites. However, the Most High is the one making them think that that's going to be successful. And then their thoughts give them a sense of peace. And so that's what we have here in the Jerusalem Post. Trump to reveal the deal of the century. Have you ever heard of any such deal in the political realm? The deal of the century? I mean, the only deal of the century that you can think of back in the 1900s, which was the 20th century, and this is the 21st century that we're in today. Okay. In the 20th century, the deal of the century was the Bretton Woods Agreement. And the Federal Reserve, the building of the Federal Reserve, the establishing of the Federal Reserve, the establishing of the League of Nations, which is today the United Nations. Oh man, I done forgot more than you ever learned. And I'm not impressed at all, because I don't know a thing. The Holy Spirit knows everything, and they are in thorough control of these dummies. There is not for one moment there is not 1/10 of a reason to fear these clowns. And so you dummies that are in derision fear the police. That's why you get shot by them daily. You see? There's no reason to fear these people. They are dumb. They have been confused purposely by the Most High. So now the true politics above these people here, as you see in this picture, the prime minister who is below the he's below someone in Israel. He has a superior in Israel. But this guy, he's Netanyahu, and so his career was a career military man. He is a Muslim, okay, meaning that he honors Muhammad. You understand? The ultimate liar, Muhammad, that experienced convulsions in order to recite. And then he hired slaves in order to record the recitation. You got this man here, Orangey Poingy. He is the cleanser of Israel. Okay, so back in the trial run, back in the 1940s, when they did this trial run of cleansing the synagogue of Satan from the earth, it failed miserably. Yep, it certainly did. But the reason that it failed is because it was just a publicity stunt in order to get the synagogue of Satan to claim the homeland. You understand? So, while they were putting on that show, black people disappeared in that area to the tune of 99.9%. And probably the only survivor must be dead by now. It's probably it probably had 5 black survivors during that time frame. You understand? And I'm sure there certainly did. So now, that's what's going to happen globally here. In just a minute, sudden destruction is going to take place in Israel. And the world is going to go bonkers, bazoom, super duper stupid. So I've been talking about that for quite some time. I predicted that 200 million man army discussed in the book of Revelation only fits China. They're the only people who got the numbers to do that. And as you can see, they killed millions of Christians and destroyed their buildings in China. China is now under martial law. Once you're under martial law, every treaty that exists is deferred. It's deferred until indefinite date. Okay, so you got the treaties that exist in China today that must be honored, which are treaties are debts. Okay, and they will not be paid until China comes out of martial law. So now the United States has been under martial law since the 1920s. And so the treaties were deferred, except for the quite a few, like many treaties were deferred, but quite a few kept being renewed. So you got the Breakthrough Minefield Successor Agreement kept being renewed. The Antarctic Treaty kept being renewed. The what's that people call the Treaty of Peace and Friendship kept being renewed. And many others, but those are some key treaties that establish and confirm a debt that is owed and that is being resolved very super slowly because everyone has forgotten how to deal with treaties and how to enforce treaties. You see, so everybody's been put to sleep with the sports and the TV and the thousands of channels that we have now. Back in the 1920s, they had radio, so they might have had 2, 3 radio channels, and people didn't particularly listen to them. And then they were taught about local affairs by local newspapers. So the education for global strategies that we can unravel today were not available to people back then. You understand? But that's all I got to say about this. Trump to reveal the deal of the century map. So the capital of Israel has been established, and today is the very first day of peace in Roman Israel. Okay? You understand that? So read up on that, study that, and figure things out because I want to learn too. But I can't learn from any of you people because you don't know anything.